today's episode, we're going to be talking about what makes you anxious and how you overcome it if you think you've peaked. And then we got questions from our boy box of issues. On today's show, you got me, Barbara Dunkelman, along with some friends.
Max.
And his water.
Hi, I'm Michael.
And his not water.
There's a drink.
And it's me. It's Mariel. Well, are you so happy? I'm just so happy that everyone's here.
Why was your face like that when it cut to you?
I don't know. I'm
So
excited
natural.
that Michael's on the show.
Michael, you made it.
I made it. I wasn't very far.
It's true.
This came from right over there.
You've been
I
on
was
the
just,
set before.
Barbara, you asked me.
I did. Like yesterday.
It was 2 days ago.
Okay.
It was 2 days ago.
Good.
To be fair, we had been planning to ask you. We just never got around to it.
Yeah.
I understand.
So it worked out in
RTX
our favor.
happened. We
Comes
were
up, you know,
very
emails
busy.
get spotty.
Very intimidating, man.
Yeah.
Just scared.
Well, I mean, we had asked you in the first season, and obviously, I think when the show first started, it was very much like people thought it was all about sex and talking about all your dirty little secrets. And then I think once we established that it wasn't necessarily just that, I don't know if that helped. But we had Jeremy on, didn't talk at all about anything private.
We've had almost all of the.
He saves that for off topic now.
It's true,
apparently.
yeah. I've heard.
On this very set. The half of it.
Yeah. Only you guys just had Austin instead of Texas
Yeah.
or something.
We had no one.
I don't know if you guys
Fortunately,
saw that, but for off topic on the post show, they took part of this set and then I guess you guys had your own version of all
We had an
that.
impromptu version. I went through the menu. It's pretty interesting. Jeremy was talking about his dick.
Did you find like an old menu or?
I mean, he was just sitting there.
It's
Yeah.
probably from the previous week's show, run of show.
Perfect.
Well, I'm glad that you made it on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Did you file a DMCA complaint?
Not yet.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
I invited Barbara on it, but she wasn't here.
I was on a management meeting.
Oh.
And I've never been more pissed off that I was somewhere. I was like, damn it. It was my one chance.
To be on off topic.
Yeah.
Well, last call.
Last
Okay.
call. Yes.
This is true.
You're right.
All right, my friends. Let's get drunk.
Cheers.
With this shot that we got.
Is that how it works?
This is called the Polar Bear Shot. It was submitted by Stephanie B. And it has peppermint schnapps and vanilla vodka,
Okay.
which Texas was very hesitant to make.
Okay.
But we had someone taste test it, and apparently it wasn't too bad. So let's see if
you
Eric-
keep saying that. I heard it's not awful.
It's not awful.
Those are two different things. No, that was actually that was fine.
That was not bad.
I get it, Eric.
Tasted like an Altoid that was like soaked in some water for a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
It has-
Eric described it as the taste that you have after you've been chewing gum for a while.
Old gum, I think is what he said.
Old gum.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it tasted like new gum.
Yeah.
Positivity
it's still
over here.
Maybe somebody just like rinsed his and then gave it to him. It's a possibility.
Maybe watered it down a little bit.
Texas had it first, didn't like it, spit it back.
I feel it like in my chest right
It's hot.
now.
Yeah. It's not a fun feeling.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the Aunt Jessica was talking about was just like it radiating down her body.
Burning through the trachea.
Feels good.
What? An ant?
Negri, last time she was on,
The first time she was on.
first time she was on,
Yeah.
she took the shot and then literally just screamed about it. While we were like, oh, this tastes good.
Yeah, we all loved it.
And she was just like,
Yeah.
Is
and then she said, oh,
all
there was
right?
an ant in mine.
She's not okay.
There was?
She thought there was
Yeah.
because it burned so bad. But
She
Why would an ant burn though? I don't understand.
I don't know,
I
because
like that there's an ant just like going down your throat the entire time going, fuck you, fuck you.
You
like,
have to ask
no.
Jessica that because we don't know.
yeah, we're not quite clear.
It's like the one mystery that still remains and always open. All right, well, we're going to play a game of Cupidity. For those who haven't played, I think it's just, you've played this before.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We basically take questions from OkCupid and we rapid fire them to each of you, one at a time. And you could complete as many as you want. You could answer them as fast as you want. It doesn't really matter. There's no rules and there's no points.
So it's like on the spot.
Exactly.
Basically, it's our on the spot segment of
Yeah.
Always Open.
Only there are
People watching?
people.
Oh!
Wow!
Got him.
Got him.
Hey,
Please don't.
Don't do
that should be our slogan. Always open. More people watch this than on the spot. All right, Max, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. And we are ready with our timer. You're about to hear that noise that you heard before as we were testing.
Okay, I got it.
All right, and go. Do you usually wear cologne or perfume?
No. Not even deodorant.
If someone were interested in,
smell it.
someone you were interested in told you that they don't have many friends, would this affect your opinion of them?
No.
How many hours of television do you watch per week?
Less because I have a data cap on my internet. It's really sad.
Have you ever modified your pubic hair?
Yes.
Do you think that masturbation is an acceptable practice?
Of course.
What kind of question is that?
Is it a necessary, acceptable in what form? Like at work? Like
Like if you're in your living room, standing at your window with your blinds open.
sure. I mean, I
Staring
live
at the
in a
camera.
ranch, so it's, I've
Gorgeous view.
Yeah.
You don't have windows, right?
Don't even have windows.
Don't even have walls?
Haven't even gotten
Yeah.
that technology.
You don't have windows?
I live in a barn. No. No.
There's something you don't have. Oh, is it insulation? What is it that you don't have?
Drywall.
Drywall.
Drywall. We are
You just
getting
have
there.
open walls?
Yeah,
Yes.
how does that work?
It looks like, it's funny because it's like from the outside, beautiful house, and then just the inside, I keep on telling Patty, I'm like, gotta just really take that final step across the finish line because it looks really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When it's like, come on out, everybody, and then people are like, well, why can't I come out? It's like, because you can be like, oh, look at how beautiful it is, and then you walk and you're like, oh, did you just move in? No, it's been like this. It's been like this.
For how long?
I mean, it's been like that for like 10 years.
It's just drywall?
There's no drywall.
Oh, drywall.
No, but I mean, like, that's all that needs to go
drywall and
up.
texturing.
That's the easiest part.
I know.
It goes up in a day.
My lazy ass is about to try to figure out how to do drywall so I
Get
can
it?
do a
and
shitty job
you
at
get
it.
drywall and you get nails.
You could, I
Then
don't
you're
know.
done.
You just buy drywall?
Yeah.
Like at a Home Depot? Mm-hmm. Why don't you just do that?
Let's all go.
Okay.
I'll be right there.
Please. Can we please take a field trip to fix your walls?
So you said that if you were interested in someone but they didn't have any friends, that wouldn't concern you?
I mean, it might, but it could be that they just moved there or they're like introverted.
That's true. But I would just worry that that would put too much pressure on me
That
to
like
entertain them.
to entertain them.
Yeah, like, you know, if like you want to go out with your friends or like whatever, and you're like, go out with your friends, they're like, I don't have any. Could I just follow you everywhere?
I mean, like my husband's kind of introverted, like somewhat, and so it's kind of like I'm just kind of like, well, you're happy doing your thing over there. I'm gonna go party.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's important that people have their friends and like their own life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's important. All right, Michael, you ready to go?
Sure.
Let's do
Hit
it.
me.
I already know some of the answers to these, I think.
Okay. Then why are you going to ask me, Barbara? You just
Because
do
maybe
it.
the audience doesn't. We're educating our viewers. All right, and go. Have you ever started a fist fight in public?
No.
Could you easily select 5 or fewer friends to be your only friends for the rest of your life?
Yes.
What is more important to you, to gain new things or to keep what you already have?
Keep, I guess.
If you were telling someone a story that you had told them before, how would you prefer that they react?
Oh, I love this story.
Thanks for telling it again.
One more. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
No.
I don't get this whole people
It's a
thinking.
goddamn hot dog. A burger is barely a sandwich, okay?
Right.
But I'll allow it.
Isn't a hot dog a taco?
A hot dog is a hot
Hot
dog.
dog's a hot dog. Let's not
Yeah,
overcomplicate
it's
it.
its own food
Okay?
quality.
And mustard's a condiment,
a
okay?
V
It's
of
not a
carbs.
sauce.
See, I don't know if this counts, but have you ever started a fist fight in public? I feel like you fighting the ground of a parking lot would be close, but I guess it's not fists.
It's probably, I mean, there was one fist involved. I did punch a parking garage, but it was a lot of alcohol involved.
I feel like this is one of those things where if I ask the people, are gonna be like, well, you should already know that story.
It will be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it
then
was like first year, I guess, or so, living in Austin.
We used to go downtown all the time.
We went downtown left and right. Now it's the last thing in the universe I want to do because I'm old and I'm like traffic.
Seriously,
take
going
forever.
on
There's
like
people there.
Yeah.
36 sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it was
Is that
awesome.
what you would do? You would go to 6?
We would
Oh,
go
we
to,
did it for like 3 years.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
36, like probably
Yeah.
at
Wait,
least
like how old were y'all at this point?
24.
early
Oh.
20s, like
Do you-
22 to 25ish, I think.
22 is like the moonlight hour for going to 36. And then after that,
21 is when you can go. What the hell are you talking
You go for
about?
a 1 year and then you're done? It
Yes,
What?
correct.
I agree.
Correct.
was
Yeah,
fun.
you people don't count. You're from here, though.
Yeah, we
You don't
were-
count.
It was,
We
it
both
I
just
was
moved
on the
here.
east side getting artisanal cocktails and going to Franklin's back when it was a trailer.
We would go to the same places every time.
There was like
too.
3 places we went to.
Shakespeare's?
Shakespeare's was one
Yeah.
of them.
I think Blind Pig. we
Blind
would
Pig
go.
was another one.
Maggie Mae's? Did you ever go to Maggie Mae's?
I don't think so.
There's one other place.
Did you ever go to Qua? It wasn't over there, but it was the one that
Qua?
had nurse sharks in the dance floor, and it got shut down for
Yes.
like terrorism.
No.
No,
oh,
it was-
Bat Bar. We went to
It
the
was,
Bat Bar.
no, you have to explain that. okay. There was
Terrorists
like
happen every day.
Texas knows this because Texas worked.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think he ever worked for those bars, but there was a bunch of bars in Austin. There was one of them was Kiss and Fly, which is my favorite fucking dance club in Austin.
And then they just stripped the personality of it, made Highland.
Right, and so it was like all of these bars, and they found out that it was like
Wasn't it like a drug?
it was like an underground cocaine ring plus
fuck.
terrorism.
Double
Plus
whammy.
terrorism.
Now,
Yeah.
is it, were they wrapped
Just a
in together or
smidge.
two separate?
And
They
people
were really
died.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Texas is saying people died.
Apparently,
Holy
get
shit.
it.
Supposedly.
They were disappeared.
They were disappeared.
Yeah.
But it was a fabulously terrible bar.
Which one? Qua.
Qua. Because it had a fountain, and they wouldn't let me in one time because I had shorts on. And then the next time we went there, I went with my friend.
In Austin?
And they were like, do
Do they know where they are?
Right.
He literally told me, he was like, I don't know if you're from around here, but this is I was like, I am from here. We don't have dress code.
That homeless
bars."
guy just got in,
Yeah.
and nobody cared.
But we got him back because later, my friend went with me, and this was not intentional, this was not planned. He just got very drunk, and there was like a fountain in the interior because it was super douchey. And he threw up in the fountain, but nobody saw him do it.
Kevin just got him
So it just cycled through?
Forever.
Forever.
to this day.
To this day.
Where was it?
Yeah, water's
Was it on
always been
Sixth?
kind of muddy
It was like
colored.
right in between OCH and Rain. Yeah.
I've never thrown
Which
up
is
downtown.
now what? Sellers?
Really?
Never thrown up downtown.
I've thrown up,
Oh.
but like in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Never like public vomited, just like on the floor or something.
Oh, I definitely hit a urinal when I was 21 at Barb's.
God, there was another place we used to go where we would dance.
I think that might have been Bat Bar.
Bat Bar.
Oh, bad.
'Cause they had like, that was like an actual dance floor.
Was it the one with like they had like women in the windows?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
That's Bat Bar.
Yeah, like those were fun times, but I
It was a
have
good couple of
no-
years,
I
and
have no
then
desire to
it
do it.
went right through me.
Yeah. And then
There was also one place, I think it was Shakespeare. It was one of the ones with the second floor where you
Yeah.
walk down the stairs right near the front door. It's like on the left.
Yeah.
We were there one time, we were walking down the stairs, and like there was just a fucking pool of blood all over the stairs.
What?
And we're like, oh shit. Like somebody got stabbed or something. Yeah, and it's like I missed the altercation. There wasn't anybody there. Nothing was happening, but there was blood everywhere. I mean,
was it like a red drink.
No, it was for sure. It was blood. I mean, it was like a good one or two of these cups worth. It was not like,
God.
it was like, oh shit. And he had to like clear step over it.
Holy fuck.
There was nothing going on, and I'm like, I guess somebody got stabbed and left or
So
something.
if you're in Austin, Texas for a trip, we recommend you check out Shakespeare's.
Not bad. One bloody pool in 3 years isn't
Yeah.
bad.
I liked it because it was always funny to me that Shakespeare's and Blind Pig were across the street from each other because they both had those balconies.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was always like you're checking the other people out.
Good music on the roof too.
Yeah. Sometimes live music too.
Austin, real good for live music. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Live music.
Whether you-
Capital
whether you-
of the world.
Whether you
They
want it or not, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cannot avoid it.
All right, Merrill,
Let's do it, B.
you're up. Good to go. And go. Are you a good trivia team member?
Maybe.
Do you turn your phone off at a movie?
Yes.
Thank you. Would you like to eventually become the oldest living person?
No.
Imagine that your partner does not enjoy performing oral sex and refuses to ever perform it on you. How disappointed would you be?
So disappointed.
How much communication is ideal during sex?
Enough.
Okay. Do you feel that your values or priorities vary widely from those of your peers?
Depends on which peers I'm talking about.
Okay.
Straight one.
Those. I hate them.
So, you don't want to be the oldest living person?
Who does?
It's funny
Who
that you
wants
focused
that?
on that question.
I mean, I think I'd want it.
You want to be the Barbara Dunkelman. Imagine what you're going to look like at that age, Barbara. I mean, you are so beautiful, and I know you're going to age beautifully.
We'll see
There's
about
a
that.
But baby
But
girl,
there it
no one looks good at 112.
Or maybe they'll have invented the technology,
Yeah.
and she'll just be like, just like
She'll
today.
just look like this.
If you guys could have stopped aging at a certain age, what would that be? Like, would it be now or like somewhere earlier?
Like my whole body, or just like my body and my brain, like
I would just say physically.
physically. My brain's still growing. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
22.
22? I would say like 24, 25. I feel like that was like my good ideal.
I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah?
Like 35 maybe, unless
Yeah.
I go to shit in the next 4 years.
You're taking better and better care of yourself, though.
Sometimes.
Working out more?
It's a lot of like working out more and then a lot of McDonald's. So it's a constant struggle.
Life's all about balance, though.
I did see you crush a Four Loko though. I don't know how many years that takes off, but it might.
We had this
Slows you
discussion.
down.
Slows you down.
We had this discussion on the podcast this past week of do we think that like every time you injure yourself, or even like someone going through pregnancy, like does that take time off your life? Like does it take years off your life, or minutes, or whatever it is, because of like your body needing to repair itself?
God, yeah, especially with pregnancy, your body just like literally tears itself apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to let us know.
Your
Sucks
bones.
for you guys.
It's like a weird
yet.
metamorphosis fly
It is.
thing. I don't
It
have
is.
want any part in it.
It is.
Maybe it gives
Terrified
maybe
of
it gives you more years.
I don't think anything gives you more years.
Were you there when Iris was born? Were you like front? Like, were you like front and center? Like, did you see?
Like were you at the like?
I mean, I was on the side, but
Okay.
I saw her coming out.
Okay, but you didn't. Did you see her? This is personal. Did you see her coming out, or were you like
No,
with
it was
Lindsay?
profile view.
Okay.
That's profile.
There's a video of my little brother being born.
David.
Yeah, I accidentally saw it one time.
And we'll cut to the video now.
Yeah, I saw that when I was a little too young to be seeing something.
I don't think there's ever too young. I'm not saying too young. There's never an age where you're old enough to see that. You just
Unless-
don't need to see it.
Yeah, honestly, like if I was ever gonna have a kid and give birth, I don't think I'd ever want to like
Any kind of-
see. I'd just be like, just take
What
this thing out.
they offer this, and they asked Lindsay this when the kids come born. They're like, "Do you want a mirror? Do you want to hold a mirror so like you can see it?" And she was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, my.
No. Yeah.
Why?
I wouldn't want to see it.
What's she gonna do?
That's gonna like
Just see,
hold
like,
it.
there it is.
I imagine like some people would like to see their
Oh, yeah.
child.
I know some
yeah.
people that did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I'm not gonna name names, but it happened.
Oh, so people here.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
My sister-in-law just had her baby not too long ago. That's why I had to leave here very, very quickly. And apparently, my niece was born with like a full head of hair, and the doctor was like, "Oh, she has so much hair." She was like, "Do you want to feel it?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." So she just like stuck her hand there. And my brother was like, "Oh, I want to feel that too." And I was just like, "You're just what? It's just a vagina."
Wait,
and
but
you're just-
before it's
Before
out?
it's out?
yeah, literally,
just, like,
they're just, like
minute?
feeling that. They're just,
It,
this is what they're feeling
it's
right
not
there.
there
What
very
is feeling it,
long.
Mr. Krabs?
Give it 2 minutes.
Literally, it'll be out. Like
It's
feel it
when
then.
when the head's coming out, you don't stop because
Yeah.
then it's like,
Don't
Although-
they even
Get
have
it
like a
out.
part that's not even joined? Like
they got
there,
soft
it's like,
spots.
you-
well, yeah,
like
that's how they fit out.
She was born
Their
with a
head
little
like
cone head.
swishes and gets crushed to fit through the canal.
My older brother.
I don't like any of
My
this.
older brother, he kept going back in and out, back in and
Get
out.
out
He
of
was like
there.
prairie dogging it.
It was like
You're like a
hours and
broom.
hours and hours. They had to put
Ow, oh
a
my God.
suction cup on his head to get him
A
out.
plunger.
And he also had jaundice when he was born, so my older brother was like a yellow cone head baby.
Yeah, that jaundice will get you.
Yeah, so that and the cone head from the suction cup.
Gotta,
Can you imagine
gotta
how
poop it
fucking
out.
frustrating that might be? Like, this baby's just like, oh, no.
Well, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
I'm not done
just
yet, I'm
kidding,
not
I'm
done
going back.
Let me just finish the cigarette.
I was a C-section, so I was like, I don't have any.
You're lazy.
Yeah, I was just like, get me out of here. No thanks.
You do carry me, carry me. I'm not doing nothing.
Let's go.
You know what?
Just
That
lift
explains
me
so
out.
much.
Yeah, yes, you can
Free
tell.
me too.
Pray me.
Yeah.
Always early.
Oh, were you showing up
It was
early?
apparently an easy birth.
Were you?
Yeah. My
mom-
brother took a bunch of, like, he needed suction cup. My little brother, it was an easy birth, but my mom had like a severe stomach flu when he was born, so she was like vomiting and
Shitting
everything
herself,
else when he was born.
My mom takes great pride in that fact that she didn't get any kind of like epidurals or anything when she had us, and we were like, why?
I don't
There's
get
nothing
that.
to be proud of.
I don't understand it.
I know that
mean, like,
Lindsay
some
had
people
one.
don't want to do it. That's fine. But when they're like, "Fuck that," it's like,
Yeah. It's like,
No.
I don't want to prove shit to anybody.
Yeah.
to me, that it's like, where does that end? Like, didn't even go to a hospital. Did it myself.
Some
I'm just
people,
like,
yeah.
let's use the medicine. Let's use
Do it
You
all.
want to send a fucking robot in there? Go for it.
there's
Do
people that-
whatever. A drone, fly in there and pull it out.
Well,
Disintegrate my baby, re-sintegrate.
If they reanimate it on the way out, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna use advanced
All the technology.
medicines. You know,
Yes.
everything you got that's working, go for it.
Yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
would consider having a child if they.
Lindsay did the epidural, but hers was a nightmare because she has scoliosis.
Didn't she have to get 2?
It was a whole fucking thing. Yeah,
Ugh.
they had to stab her back like 800 times to get it in there, and then the first one like didn't work, so they had to pull it out and do another one.
Yeah, she said it was like night and day when she got it.
Dude, she was done. The second it went in, she's like,
Yeah.
"This is nothing to me."
Yeah.
It was like she was only in labor a couple more hours after that, and then it got to like okay, time to push. It was like 40 minutes. She would pop
Wow.
right out. It was nothing. And then it's like came out, they wiped her off, Gave her back.
She's like, I'm feeling great.
Yeah, she didn't give a shit. She had like a super, like, you know, as far as, like, she told me, easy pregnancy. Say easy, it wasn't my body getting ripped apart, but.
She always seemed to be like really in good spirits.
She was at the gym like a week before she gave birth, because Iris was like 4 weeks early. But it was like a week before that.
I remember being so confused when you tweeted something about like, just in time for Father's Day. Because she was like very early, like a month early. And I was just like, oh, like maybe Michael's making a reference of like, you know, you're essentially almost a father. So it's like she's pregnant in time for Father's Day. And then like I scroll back a few and I was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
She was born.
Yep.
This baby's out.
This baby's out. I was shocked.
You were
Me too.
Where did this come from?
She was
disintegrated.
What is it?
I was screaming at her. I was like, I had a month left. How dare you make it about yourself already? Already dealing with this selfishness.
Already a selfish kid.
All right, Barbara, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, and go. How important is it for you to see movies on opening night?
Not that important.
If your partner wanted you to say a specific phrase during sex, would you?
Yes.
Even if it was, oh boy, howdy.
Sure.
All right.
Whatever works.
If you had the opportunity to drink from the fountain of youth and revert to a younger age, would you?
Yes.
Do you still order off the kids' menu?
Yes.
Personally, is sex in a public place hotter than indoor sex?
It could be. I think it's the like thrill of it that makes it hot. But
What if the phrase was, I'm going to put my bing bong in your ding dong?
And
why would I be saying
He
that?
wants you to say it.
He wants you to say it.
I mean,
go
yeah.
in their ding dong? That's called sounding.
I'm just saying, what's the limit? You said you're okay with it. Is that fine?
Why did you come up with that phrase so quickly?
I don't know.
Was it from the
Memory recall.
memory recall? From experience?
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly, there'd be a lot I would do to make someone happy. That would be one of them. I think the problem is that I would laugh though. I'd be like, you put your bing bong in my ding dong.
I think Max just wanted to hear you say that.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
I already folded it up.
To the
man.
bottom of this. It's Mariel, it's ruined. She folded it.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh,
Let's move on.
let's move on.
Riveting.
Why we-
All right, before we move on, I want to say that this episode of Always Open is brought to you by MeUndies. You've heard me talk about MeUndies a million times, but why am I actually so obsessed with them? I mean, people ask me that all the time. They're like, stop talking about MeUndies. Oh my God. It's as simple as this. When I wake up in the morning all groggy, I actually get excited to go to my underwear drawer and pick out which undies I want to wear for the day. I'm wearing some red ones today, keeping it plain. But I realized that when I packed up my suitcase for RTX, I was staying downtown. It was like just all MeUndies.
And it should be Barbara.
I almost wish that every episode would just be sponsored by them so I could tell you which undies I'm wearing that day. But that
There
would
you go,
get a little
MeUndies.
bit, yeah, so sponsor us more, if you'd like. They use a micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than regular cotton. That's a lot of times softer than cotton. I couldn't believe how soft these things were. It's the exact fabric you're going to want down there. That's what the copy says. Down there.
You agreed to it though.
I did. MeUndies just launched a brand new membership. You can level up your top drawer with new undies each month. Members gain access to exclusive prints that no one else can get. They get special member pricing on every product MeUndies makes, and you could switch styles or skip any month you want. To get 50% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/open. That's MeUndies.com/open. Meryl, I saw that you were wearing some MeUndies on your head the other day.
I was actually just about to bring that up. Jess, the underwear fairy, she had just gotten a shipment that she was going to go and deliver, but before she did, I was like, I'm going to start putting these on my head. And I got to 18 pairs.
Damn.
And it felt like a nice little like helmet. Like I felt very safe.
I feel like at 18 pairs of underwear, it would almost act as a helmet.
Yeah.
'Cause if you got bonked in the head, that'd be...
So it's not just for down there, it's also for up here.
Did you ever do that thing as a kid where you put underwear on your head and put your hair through it, like pigtails? No, just me?
I did not.
You
I
didn't,
never
Michael?
had the hair
Yeah.
long enough.
Yeah.
No, you had long hair one time. I took a picture of you. This was like back in 636, where your hair was really curly and really long, and you had like, I don't know if you brushed it out or like teased it or something, but it was like almost an afro.
I think that was around the time that I met you.
Is that,
'cause I remember,
is that when
yeah.
I was wearing my jeans up high?
It might have been.
What's her secret?
Just
Genetics?
genetics.
Maybe
Earth?
it's Maybelline.
No.
Maybelline?
Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline.
All right, well, let's move on to our...
Water treating you.
Oh.
Strong.
Max is like, I'm still going to get
100%.
You should smash the glass and then yell another.
Yeah.
Another.
Throw it towards Eric. He
No.
likes being involved.
Protect Eric.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh.
Do we have...
Have we got any more of those tiki mugs yet?
No tiki mugs.
We weren't even allowed to have them on this show.
I'm well
because they
aware.
don't trust us.
He didn't give us any, but Bernie dropped them by, and then Eric had a fucking meltdown about it.
Oh, look. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't.
Oh, you have your own towel.
Oh my God.
Thank you
It's
so
'cause
much.
Our special lady here, our
yes.
special guest,
Yes.
had to have her special water.
I see you got a
Yes.
new, better tray.
Yeah, that tray's way better.
This tray,
It's flat.
This tray is a lot more sturdy.
It's actually like it's a real
God,
serving
thank you.
tray.
Thank you.
I like that.
Where did you find that tray?
In the
Look at his
in the
look at
fucking
his
where-
towel.
Oh, yeah, a
Look
fan
at the
sent
towel.
Oh,
this us.
wow.
I think it's the same person who sent us these little
Ooh.
stitch.
I was gonna just
art.
pour your.
You gotta pour it from. You gotta
Thank
hold it from
you.
the bottom.
Is it from the
Yes.
bottom? Is that what you do? I'm nervous about
Just
that.
let him
Okay.
Wow.
hold it.
Clearly, you're
But
not
just a little bit. I need to taste it.
Oh, do you want to
Okay.
make sure it's okay?
God. Beautiful. Ah. Very classy stuff.
It's literally water.
Yeah, but what year is it?
It's 1912.
Where did you buy that? It's such a nice.
HEB. I just went to HEB and I was like, what's the bougiest water? Because I don't want to
Why?
bring like a.
What's the bougiest
How
one?
much
It
does
says,
that
sir,
glass
this is
bottle of
HEB.
water cost you?
It was like $1.50. It's
Oh,
not
really?
that much.
The Mountain Valley spring water.
Good deal.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
amazing.
It's pure.
I was
That's
very
like
impressed.
nothing.
So,
Yeah, not a bad time.
you know, do you need another refill?
Thank
Yes.
you. A little
Just
spritz.
top them off.
You look a little
Spritz.
parched
Yeah.
there, sir.
Oh, thank you so much.
You want to be careful because he's driving later. So.
I know. I will.
Oh God.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Texas.
Texas.
All right, well, let's move on to our next segment, which is a question submitted by Eric B. Not this one, but a different Eric B. And Eric wants to know, what makes you anxious and how do you overcome it?
Everything.
Literally everything. I get serious anxiety over any time I'm going to be interviewed. I hate being interviewed about anything because I feel like I always need to have these like very official, very like well articulated answers, and I'm not that quick on my feet when it comes to that stuff like that. I also get severe anxiety when I'm doing this show and I have a new person on. So like I'm always just
Take
like
that.
yeah. So thanks for that. But I think it's like wanting to make sure that like the person feels like they know what's going on and that like we have the rundown all ready to go and that they know what's going on, and that they feel comfortable
And that they're loved.
and that they're loved and cherished.
Yes.
How many interviews? I mean, you must have been doing interviews for years now. Like,
A long time, yeah. Especially at any like RTX, we do like tons of press interviews. Whenever we do a documentary or anything like that, or behind the scenes of a show, we do interviews for that. And for some reason, I get severe anxiety when I know it's going to happen. But it's only like the second I sit down where I'm just like, oh fuck, like talking to this person, the camera's rolling. It's hard to edit around these very well. So I always feel like I need to have like really good answers for that.
Do you default to a like certain generic word or phrase like whenever you're doing those things?
I run on so bad. Like I keep talking basically until I feel like I've answered enough of the question and then I just stop talking.
Just like
Yeah.
slowly ramble out and
And it's just like, yeah.
Spin out.
Like whenever someone asks me about like Ruby or getting started at Rooster Teeth, I always like talk about it being surreal because it is. But then I feel like I just keep talking and keep talking. I'm like, yeah, so like, it's really surreal. It's crazy. And I just say the same things over and over again. I also have severe anxiety when it comes to like doing anything with new people, like going to a party or like an industry event where you know you're gonna meet people and you're gonna be like shaking hands and having to like explain who you are and what you do to so many new people. Because I hate first impressions and I'm terrible at them. So that constantly makes me anxious.
it's funny you said that because this past weekend we all happened to be, except for Max, you weren't there, but we were all at the
Wasn't
same
invited.
event. And Lindsay and Michael walked in with
You weren't.
Lindsay and Michael walked in with Iris,
Yes.
And
all of us were like, baby.
Yeah, well, Lindsay was like, oh yeah, she's only gonna pay attention to like Michael and I and the dog for a little bit, and then she'll like start warming up to people. And I was like, oh, it's exactly like me at parties, like people I know and the dogs.
Yeah, that's what I do at like any house parties. If there's a cat or a dog, I just like gravitate towards them, and I'm just like playing with them because it's like a comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Barbara kept pushing Iris away, and she's like, "No, I'm talking to the dog. Get out of here."
What about you?
I've got like I was like both of mine are unrelatable.
Is it?
You'd be
You don't know
surprised.
that. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so like.
Oh yes, because I also get nervous at all the interviews that I have to do. So.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
I'm saying like
Mine would be that I was like trying to think about this, and I was like, I used to be like a really, really, really anxious person, and then like I don't know, like just at a certain point, like it just like it went away. Like it's like.
Did you do anything, or it was just?
It was like kind of around. It was kind of around like the coming out time, but then like after that, I just like stopped giving a shit really about a lot of different things,
Yeah.
and so like because I used to just be kind of like crushed with like like guilt and shame just all the time, like and then it was just like it was like a complete break, and so like I don't really experience anxiety in like a day-to-day basis. There is one scenario that I'll talk about in a second, but the main thing that makes me anxious is knowing like everybody that I love, like all these people that I know are dealing with this day to day, and then like not having really like any idea how to like help or like or address, because like what makes one person feel comfortable with what they're going through doesn't work for another, and so it's kind of like I'm like I want everybody to not be anxious, but
So you get anxious by trying to make everyone else not anxious.
like I just get anxious about like the thought of like somebody like leaving after talking to me while I'm just being like, coming walking down life's happy trail, and
You're
then
too confident for them.
and then they're like going home and they're like, I can't believe Max did that. He did this thing, and I
Can't believe you.
I
told me
wouldn't-
to Bing bong is ding dong.
I wouldn't
banged
worry
my
that.
ding
I
dong.
wouldn't worry about that.
I don't like, yeah, but the other funny thing is the only time that I really, really get anxious now, and this has been like a development over the last 2 years, because I used to smoke weed all the time. Now, anytime I've tried, it's like, oh no, like it's like
it's just
literally,
terrible for you?
It's like. It doesn't seem to matter, like any of the circumstances, like, was in like Colorado, was in LA, like we were trying like, well, maybe it's this strain, maybe it's this strain. Like literally every time it's like my brain is just like putting on like bad VCR, like, let's play the tape. This is what you said to this person today. That's insane. Everybody hates you. And I'm like, no, they don't. And it's like, yeah, they do. Oh, they do. I'm like, please stop.
Well, that is like, I think, like in a lot of people, it heightens their anxiety instead of lessening it.
Yeah, it was like, it just was kind of like a switch one day. I don't know if it was like I reached like, because they had to say like your brain chemistry changes with age or something. Like, I don't know if there was like
Well, I don't know if
something that happened
if this
there.
works for you, but for me, like the second question of overcoming it, I think what I've like taught myself to do is realizing like after any situation I'm in where I feel anxious, like whether it's going out to a party or like meeting new people or whatever it is, I always think about like how I felt after it was done. And I know like this is not like the permanent situation I'm gonna be in, and I'm gonna be done and through this, and I'm gonna be back home alone without having to talk to anybody, and I'll feel better after that. So like I always remember that that's gonna come, and this is not my permanent situation right now. So
Yeah.
like you'll feel better
Yeah.
eventually. This is not.
Yeah, I just switched over to meth, so all good now. Not a joke. Not good.
not a joke. It's
Not a joke. No. Not good to joke about.
Not good for your teeth either.
Yeah. Or
Heroin.
any of your opinion.
Yeah.
Heroin, your teeth are fine.
Yeah. Meth, it's the.
Heroin's the one you shoot up, right? You shoot up.
It's one of the ways.
There's different ways.
There's many ways.
I was
You'll get
don't
there.
dabble in any of those things. But I once referred, I was like, oh, well, cocaine, you sniff it, right? Like, that's what you do.
Like it's like on a flower.
Put it in a sandwich.
You just
What is that?
get a wafting.
Odes of
A waft.
rosemary.
Ooh.
It's the classiest drug.
Notes of lavender.
They bring it out on that platter
For
that we
rich
had
people,
before.
it was the first platter that
Maybe that's where that
Texas
platter
had.
came
That's
from.
where he found it.
It's the cocaine platter.
Is there like a Studio 54
There's
here that I
powder
don't
all
know
over it.
about?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, we're in 5. You got to go 49 more.
There you go.
But yeah, what about you, Michael? I know like all of us is like, I think everyone who's creative and like works especially like in this industry experiences anxiety in like some form or fashion. Or you're just
I'm more like what
happy.
Max was just saying. No, I'm not happy. God, no. I just don't care. It's a very similar fashion of just not really caring. This job has heightened that, if anything.
I'm not caring.
Yeah, just because, I don't know, you just get so into the routine and, I don't know, like dealing with all the stuff even kind of that you talked about of like interviews and like, you know, panels and conventions or whatever. It's like, people, it's almost like a falsity, right? It doesn't apply to the real world.
Yeah.
But like, I don't live in the real world. I live 95% here, like, you know, RTX or videos or whatever. And you could walk out on stage and trip and fall and the entire crowd's gonna laugh.
Yeah.
You know? So it's very easy.
But like in a good way.
Who cares? Right, yeah. So it's just like, the most I've had recently, it was too, like, I wasn't really anxious as a kid, but probably more like an introvert. Maybe that stuff kind of concerned me more of like, oh, what do people think, this and that. But around like a teenager, maybe like 15, 16, I just stopped giving a shit. I just didn't really care anymore. And that kind of like is kind of more the personality I have now.
I feel like that's really early for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, it takes like past high school, past college.
I don't know. I think it was a lot to do with Xbox Live, honestly. No, I'm serious. I'm just like when you're cursing people off all day on the internet, it's like, and being from New Jersey, you just it doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah.
As like there's still now in my life where like if it's somebody I don't know as well, or you know maybe somebody I don't see as often, I never hear it from this person, but I hear from other people like, oh man, like you seem pretty upset about that, and they're like, no, that was just Michael. Like just the other day, this is a perfect example. Just the other day, we had to do a stream in Achievement Hunter for a certain game, and we'd already planned out the day. Like some people were gonna go do that, and then I was gonna do another video at the same time with a couple other people. And Kent comes in, and he's like, oh hey, I need you to go in the other room and like log into your account or whatever. And I go, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, we have a da-da-da stream. I go, oh, I'm not doing that shit. And he was like, what? No one talked to you? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing something else. He's like, oh, okay. And then Jeremy, who was in it, he came up to me later and he's like, I was like, I think Kent thought I was a little hot on that answer. And he's like, yeah, he mentioned it to me and was just like, I don't know, I guess Michael seems a little sour about it. And Jeremy's like, no, that's Michael.
That's just
that is the equivalent of me going like, oh no, I'm not in that video.
I just like the fact that now you're making other people anxious.
I mean, it happens, you know. I am who I am.
Yeah.
You know, but more recently, it's just like the only anxiety I get is real life that I'd never had before.
Well, now you have a kid.
Of like kid and college and future and stuff that's like not an issue, but I'm like it could be, which just infuriates me.
Yeah.
Because nothing has really bothered me for the last 5+ years. I mean, I even used to get anxious at my old job of like, not like worried, but like Sundays was like, oh, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I gotta get up early, and I don't have that anymore. You know, I'm just like, sweet, I get to go to work tomorrow and do whatever. But now I just find myself occasionally getting like knots in my stomach and getting anxious for no reason at all.
I mean, it's a whole
because, like,
level of responsibility.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy about it though. Kids ruining my life.
I got another
one. Day, got another one.
Like,
thanks for reminding me.
Second one?
I'm gonna need a third drink.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and for some reason, I don't know, the second one, like, I feel like I may be more anxious about the second kid than the first, because Lindsay and I always wanted kids. I mean, we talked about it even when we were dating, before we were married.
Did you have like a number in mind of how many you wanted?
2 to 3 was our number. But we were always like, we could always bail after the first one. Like, this sucks. Ugh, now we gotta take care of this one. But like, I was never really nervous about it because so many people worry about kids and like, I don't know, there's certain stuff of like, yeah, we wanted a house because I grew up in a house and she grew up in a house and I, you know, wanted her to have like a neighborhood and a backyard and stuff like that. But into the whole like, I don't know how to raise kids. I don't know what to do with them. My entire mindset was just like, well, no one knows. Yeah. No one ever knows. And we have the internet now. Everything's easier than ever. I mean, it just is. Like, I was super anxious about buying my house, And that's like, you talk to people, you answer emails, you fill out forms.
There's also a lot of people here who could give good advice too.
Right. So it's just like, I don't find myself in that like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because I'm going, I'll figure it out. But now with the second kid, it's just like, it should be easier because like we have the house, everything's in place, we have, you know, the
We already
baby
had
room,
one kid.
we got everything. But now I just find myself going like, oh God, there's gonna be 2 of them. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I
The good
just
thing
don't
is
know.
there's 2 of you. So like there's 1 per each, and you also have 2 arms.
Yeah, but usually one does the way it works now. We have 4 arms between us. The way it works now though is like you get this kid, awesome. I'll pop off and do this thing, and now
Right.
that's gone with 2 kids.
Yeah.
It's 1 each, or like take this fucker. Here's 2 of them. Now you get a toddler and a baby.
So yeah, the other ones do what? January, February-ish?
February, yeah. So they should be about 2 years, a little less than 2 years apart.
Okay. I feel like that's a good separation.
I mean, it's a good age, and we wanted them close together, but it's also like that first year or 2 is just gonna be like, fuck. Because Iris is still, I mean, she's not even gonna be 2. She's 14 months now, and she won't be 2 yet, and we'll have another baby. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, she's gonna be worthless. She's not gonna
She can't even take care of herself.
Yeah, exactly. She's not gonna help in any
God.
way. If you have like a 5-year-old and then you have a kid, that's like, oh man,
Yeah.
a year, 2 years in,
They can
this
help,
kid's
like, clean
changing
dishes up.
diapers.
Yeah.
Yep, they're doing chores. Like this is just work.
Yeah.
Just more work. We really
And then
fucked
you have
up.
the jealousy to deal with.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I
What
don't
is
think.
that? Oh my God!
Oh, you missed him!
It got me!
I'm sorry. Should have come from that direction.
I was so confused because I was like, is
I
the
knew
Texas
exactly
coming?
what-
I saw him. I saw
I just hit him yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there.
I was there. What was
Right.
that about, by the
Nothing.
way? Oh.
Well, I had a couple of drinks.
Oh, okay.
That was about it. He got you and mostly the seat.
Yeah,
he got me a little bit on the back, but
no.
I completely saw it
He
coming.
pretty much
Now he's
missed
just walking
both of
by
us.
again.
You want-
It was funny. Oh, was it? Oh, water. He got the grapefruit water.
He got
You
the
should
fancy
come
water.
slurp this up.
That's why we
no,
have.
thanks.
That's why we have vinyl couches.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
That takes the edge off. Now we're even. I don't have to worry about it. Ooh.
Well, he didn't get you though.
Well, I mean that's his fault.
That's true. That's a good point.
There you go.
You better aim,
Yeah.
or maybe
You best not
or better
miss.
reflexes.
What is it like? You come at the king. You best not.
That's
miss.
what it was. I had a couple things in mind when I walked on the podcast yesterday and threw water on him, and it was like, all right, don't hit anybody else, and try not to hit the equipment, and don't go in the middle of an ad read. And
Yeah.
I walked in, I was like, clear, clear. All right, I'm good. Hit him, and then it was like an assassination.
Well, I think it's
just
because
walked,
it's so
hit him, and I
unexpected.
left. Yeah, even I didn't know it was gonna happen till it was happening. Yeah, it was. I was
best
very
part is-
pleased walking away.
He had to sit there with wet shorts for the rest of the podcast. So it was all worth.
And neither of us are really wet right now, so it
Yeah.
works out.
No, he really.
Thanks, Gavin.
made
Thanks
himself
for thinking
look
of all of
cool.
us.
It was actually like he got my back a little bit. It feels kind of nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
refreshing.
A little,
It's like a
cool.
spritz.
Little
Yeah, it was a little
grapefruit
spritz.
Little spritz.
It's like at when we go to like the amusement park.
Yeah.
The Misters.
Yeah, especially in Texas.
Can we get those?
Here?
For the set?
Yeah,
In the office?
next season.
Just
get
yeah,
some-
misters on the set.
Yeah,
Just constant.
we got 2 misters.
Hey, oh God.
Get out.
I'm gonna leave. So what about you, Meryl?
I mean, we always talk about it. I think everyone knows that I'm an anxious ball of nerves, and I'll never overcome it.
Yeah,
That's my answer.
but has it gotten better? Since
No,
you've-
it's probably gotten worse.
Really?
I'm just dealing with a lot right now, Barbara.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of anxious.
But you-
asking her questions. Why are you grilling her?
You get through it though. Like you seem
I'm
very.
alive.
You function.
Every day I wake up.
You function. You
In a
come to
fresh
work
hell.
every day. You do the show. Well, I think it's also like, I think the majority of society deals with anxiety. And I feel like if they see you, someone who is dealing with it on a day-to-day basis, come and function and still be able to get through life.
I'm a
moaning.
functioning anxietic.
Anxietic.
I was gonna say functioning alcoholic, but
Oh,
I'm not an alcoholic.
anxietic.
You are an alcoholic, but you don't function.
Yeah, I don't function. Every day I wake up in the morning and I say, okay, this is a new chance to mess something else up again.
And then you ride the fuck out of a scooter.
And then I ride a scooter. That's how I overcome it. I just
Yeah.
ride a scooter every day.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I think, from my perspective, it seems like you overcome it by socializing, like from just
Yeah, it's not
taking
so much a-
time away from anything that stresses you out.
Yeah.
Because you like float around a little bit, which I think helps me if I'm ever like overwhelmed by whatever. Go
Yeah.
to stage 2, talk to some people there.
Oh yeah. I mean, the work stress is like the least of my worries. Like, this is fun.
Oh, good.
I mean, there are some things that happen that are stressful, but for the most part, My anxiety hits me at night. That's why I look like shit all the time because I don't sleep.
I didn't want to say it.
It's okay. That's literally why we got Texas.
It's true. Thank you, Texas.
I had the bags
Yeah.
under my eyes. Anyway, I'm getting there.
So no advice for people?
I go to therapy. Probably.
Yeah?
I don't do it, but you should.
You should go to therapy.
I know I should, but I have no time.
That's also, I mean, like, that's a whole new thing to get anxious about.
I know. God.
Yeah, I feel like going to therapy would give me anxiety.
You wanna know? Something
I don't want
funny?
to tell you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
I finally got to the point. I was going to therapy for a while, and then I stopped, as people who are like me do. And I found another therapist, and I was like, all right, like I really like this lady. I did some research. She's great. Emailed her, never got anything back.
Oh my God. She researched you too.
Yeah, she was like, I'm not fucking doing
He was
this
like,
shit.
I watched some episodes.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be rejected by a therapist?
By us, they're even worse. Can you imagine? My life is a nightmare.
Well, let's talk about something else that's part of our
do
lives,
it.
which I'm very curious to find, to figure out your answers for this. This is submitted by Emily J, and Emily J wants to know, do you think you've peaked?
I'm just getting started.
I think that's a great mentality to have, Max.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I have the focus of like a fucking hamster. So like, I'm always like, just always feel like I'm like going over here, and going over here, and then like, if you're the goal, then I'm just slowly like going just all around, just kind of making my way.
Well,
like,
what in your mind is you peaking? Like, what is like where you want to be and what you want to achieve?
ooh, like, how much of an insane narcissist do we want to expose me to be?
all the way.
I don't
Yeah,
know, like,
100%.
I don't
Always
know.
open,
Like,
man.
I don't view there as being like necessarily like I would not like to think of there being like a ceiling to that idea. Like I would
Okay.
I would like to like keep on trying, see how far we get. You know, like one of
The
those.
idea of peaking is kind of shitty because it's like,
Yeah.
is this the best my life is going to be? Is this the best I'm going to be? It's like,
Yeah.
I never want that to be.
Yeah, like I don't know. I
case.
just always want to I kind of just always want to experience life, you know, and kind of like be trying something different, be going in some sort of different direction, and then like, yeah, I would hope that it would never be enough. That
Yeah.
it would always be something.
Part of me is terrified that I am constantly peaking and like, oh, like this is going great. I feel really good about Always Open or like doing this or being here at Rooster Teeth or getting this opportunity. Is this the best it's gonna be? Like, fuck, I hope not. Like it's great and I'm really happy, but yeah, it's constantly trying to keep doing more and more and more in the fear that that is gonna be the best.
I feel like success begets more success. So like if you're successful at something,
Sure.
then it opens the pathway to more opportunities, so you can keep on like building new things. So I think like the idea of it's like, yep, Barbara, you know, got hired at Rooster Teeth and got her own show, and then afterwards
She died.
she lost it all in gambling, and then basically lives on the street now, like nobody talks to her. I mean, you know, it's possible.
You never know what could happen.
It has happened.
I'm terrified of that literally every day.
Austin isn't the worst street to be out on.
Yeah.
True? Mm-hmm. Although it's pretty hot.
warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just avoid for July.
I'd rather
and
it be
August.
warm than too cold. I don't know how like anybody does it in Canada. Well, that shit's fucking cold up there.
It's called
Or Jersey, whatever it is.
It's cold there too occasionally.
Do you think you've peaked?
I don't think so, but I would be fine if I did.
Yeah?
Had a pretty good run. Most of my life growing up, it's just zero aspirations, zero effort. Zero effort until I graduated high school. It's where I didn't start trying until after high school.
I think that's most people.
All my friends went to college, and they were like, "You're gonna be a loser and do nothing." And I was like, "Damn right I am." And then I fell into a job that I ended up having for 6 years.
As an electrician?
Yeah, I worked for an electrician. And then I quit that to work here. And I've been here 7 years, like next week.
Fuck.
It's pretty good. It's also a weird thing to say peak too, because like I feel like that really only applies if you're doing one thing forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I've gone through so many, even in the 7 years, I wouldn't say it's like a continuous like, man, I'm better at making achievement guides than ever. You know, like it's kind of like you do one thing and like you said, kind of like, you know, if you're successful, like what's the next thing to move on to, which I guess is like an overall like peak. But even just thinking about it now, like I don't know what I'm gonna do in the next 10, 20 years, but like it'd be cool in like 20 years if both my kids are out of high school and it's like, okay, cool, now we're just gonna like travel and
Yeah.
shit. And just thinking of that, if like, you know, in my 50s, if I'm just like traveling and going around the world and being like, shit, like we worked for, you know, I assume still working, but maybe just less insanity. But like we raised our kids, they're out of the house, just do stuff. Like I wouldn't count that as not peaking, you know, like, oh, this is miserable. Nah, I'm just traveling.
Become like a lifestyle blogger who then's like the Jones travel the world.
Here's one. I'd
have a shared Facebook account.
I'd be like,
I hate when people
Michael and Lindsay.
Mike, well, it's
Jones.
gonna be like Mike and Lindsay.
Mike and Lindsay. Oh,
it'll
Mike.
never be Mike ever. I like,
or like Lynn Zykel or something.
sure.
Don't do it.
I like the idea of being a travel blogger because I'd love doing it, but then they'd be like, how was it? And I'd go, it was good.
Yeah, you would never be able to do the oh.
How was
gosh,
Iceland? It was not that cold.
It's cold. Yeah.
No, it's
Better
not.
than that. Oh.
It's swapped. Like
Greenland.
Iceland is better.
Greenland's the
Greenland's
cold
the
one.
shitty one.
Greenland's freezing apparently.
Yeah, when they try to trick you. That's the whole point
Make
of the
you
name.
think it's a green land.
Yeah, they're like, I'll go there instead, and everybody in Iceland's like, idiot.
That's your first blog entry.
Your only picture.
That's it. That could be my last one.
Your
Who
only
knows?
picture from your blog is just you and Lindsay on the plane.
Right. I'd be fine with that. Just us at the
on the way home.
At the airport, you know,
Yeah,
and
just
then
a selfie.
on my couch.
Yeah, but that's also like a good point because it's like peaking in what sense? Like peaking in this skill or in this skill, but like in terms of your whole life, that's almost impossible.
It's easy to do in like very narrative scopes. Like if you were an Olympic athlete, you can peak. You know, I won a gold medal, and then I won more. You know, and now I'm not there anymore. But it's kind of hard to pinpoint on just like a general life goal.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working in like weird millennial strange entertainment crazy town things
It's a very,
online.
very
What does
unique
Hannah
place.
say? She always has like, she's like, oh, the fun millennial company.
Oh, I always say that wacky millennial
Wacky
company.
millennial.
Wacky millennial
Yeah, yeah.
company. That's us.
Yeah.
I feel like how that's the wacky millennial company started by no millennials.
Wait, but millennials, what, 80? Like 1980 and up?
No,
No,
it's
no,
later
it's
than
like
80. It's fluctuated, but I think it's like around. There's no friggin' specifics because I know the like it is like early 80s is the very like limit to millennial.
Yeah.
Because over the last couple of years, Jack has become outraged to learn he might be in the millennial. And
He
he's like,
definitely
bullshit.
is.
I mean, I'm
How old is Jack?
87.
He's what, 84?
No, he's 81.
Oh.
I think he's 81 or 82 because he's like 6 years older than me.
It's not. That can't be a millennial. That's like Gen Y,
It's
right?
real close.
we-
I
can we
would
look up?
consider like 84, 85, but like I said,
Let's look it up.
there's no specific. It's like, yeah, whatever you want, kind of.
Yeah.
Which is kind of bullshit. Don't come up with a term and then not tell me when it is. Because I think of like myself as like one of the oldest millennials, and I'm 87. I would go 85.
Yeah,
I
85
could have
is
sworn
the
it was
lowest
like
I would
80.
go.
I thought I heard 83. And I don't know where that number comes
What's
from.
peak millennial?
81 to 96.
81 to
See?
96.
See, 81 seems early to me.
Huge
Yeah.
gap.
Because I mean, like,
So
you're
Jack is a
you're
millennial.
19 in 2000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that just seems too much. Like, I was 13 in 2000. I feel
Yeah.
I'm right in
I
there.
was
Like,
11.
the millennium came, and then
Yeah.
that was like the formative years of my life. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
doing dick when I was like 8. I was like going to school,
Yeah.
you know, doing homework and shit.
My favorite thing ever is that there's someone overheard someone in Soundcheck, which is the building that we share with a different company, talking about Rooster Teeth. They overheard this conversation saying that, oh, it's just a bunch of millennials with Teslas. And I was like, I mean,
fucking
the
Tesla?
only person, well, at the time, the only person with a Tesla was Bernie, and he's definitely not a millennial. So it's like the idea of the company is just like a mixture between Bernie and the rest of us.
It's like Steven Septic is what people see, I guess.
My
He's
favorite.
barely a millennial.
I know,
That
he's
kid's
a
like
child.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, he's, I think, 20.
He's the oldest one.
He's
at a sugar
24, and
pine.
he's the oldest.
Oh my God.
Everyone
Yeah.
else is like 21, 22.
21.
Babies.
They're little babies.
So young.
Little
That
bad.
reminds me of whenever I saw.
So much to peak.
They talked. Somebody like
Or
basically
not.
was posting about you know on 6th Street where there's that like East 6th where there's like that one uptown sports place that hasn't been open forever. They put a banner on it that said
Chili's.
the East Chili's like Chili's on East 6th or something.
It was like a joke.
Yeah, and then somebody like responded to it. I can't remember if it was on like.
It was on Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit, and they were like, I bet it's those Rooster losers or whatever.
Yeah, it was like, I bet it's those stupid rooster fucks.
Yeah, yeah.
We're like, we didn't do it, but we would gladly take
we
credit.
would, yeah, we would.
Dude, that yoga thing ruined everything. The whole.
Oh, Chris and Aaron
yeah.
doing
The yoga class.
God, why am I
all
blanking
those
on
people got
Social
pissed
social
off.
disorder? Yeah.
Social disorder, like fuck them.
I bet this Rooster fucks.
Fuck this bullshit. Fucking stupid yoga shit.
I like having that perception within the Austin community of just being those Rooster fucks.
Yeah.
Stupid rooster.
What are they doing there in their weird Willy Wonka factory? I don't know.
We're doing this.
We're doing this. We're talking about peaking.
You haven't peaked.
I don't think I have. No.
No.
I think I'm
You're on a good
on
trajectory.
an
You're on an
ascent.
incline?
I'm on an incline. I think I've talked about it on the show. I hope I peak when I die. I hope that's the last best day I have. You know. My last day.
Just on
you
your
mean like
deathbed?
of old age, or just like, you're like
That's too much pressure for me.
today has
Yeah.
come?
No, I hope I
Peak and then
die
do
old.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
just
see?
coast.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with coasting.
Yeah, I don't
Coasting
think
is
so either.
great.
Go down.
I think there's
But
a
here's the
being
thing about going
comfortable.
down, right? If you start at the floor and you're way up here, you got so much to go down. You know what I mean? You're
Let's say you
like,
peak at like 35.
if I,
You got 35 years to come back down.
Unless you gamble it all away.
Yeah.
if I could die halfway down my ascent, that's all right with me.
Yeah. All right, well,
Surrounded by money, obviously,
here's
on
to
my yacht.
not peaking yet, but having a fucking good downward thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sh- sh-
No
sh-
peaks.
Let's coast or go downward slowly.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. All right, so before we move on to our last segment, which is our box of issues, we're going to say thank you to ModCloth. Thanks, ModCloth, for supporting Always Open. Find a variety of looks in a full-size range from extra, extra small to 4X. For 15% off your purchase of $100 or more, go to modcloth.com and enter the code OPEN at checkout. Autumn has arrived at ModCloth. Put a stylish spin on the season with classics like a tweed blazer and a corduroy jumper. Got a question about the fit? Their team of mod stylists can hook you up with a complimentary sizing and styling help. When your presence is desired, a gorgeous dress is absolutely required. Discover luxe fabrics, delightful details, and iconic silhouettes in ModCloth's dress boutique. I've bought countless things from ModCloth. They've got probably like the best range. I was gonna say array and range at the same time, so I just said arrange. That's a new word for you, ModCloth. Use it.
It's a new word that's not a new word. It means something else.
It's like fetch. Just make it happen.
Stop.
But they have a really good range of like different cuts and styles, and I love the, especially the dresses they have. I've worn a lot of dresses to parties at Rooster Teeth that we've had here, and they've got like work casual. They have super fancy. They got everything for all your needs.
They even have a store here in Austin.
They do.
Which is amazing.
They've got a brick and mortar here in Austin, which is gorgeous. And every time I pass it, I have to go inside. But I actually just ordered some stuff from ModCloth. Hopefully, it'll get here in time for our next episode, and I could wear it. So go to modcloth.com and see all the amazing looks they have to offer. That's modcloth.com for 15% off your purchase of $100 or more. modcloth.com and enter the code OPEN at checkout. This offer expires November 3rd. So time's a-ticking. I've been shopping at ModCloth for years. I think ever since I was like probably 25, 24. Definitely suggest it. I'm really happy that they're sponsoring. They're one of my favorite brands. Go check them out. Cool. All right. So let's wrap things up with our box of issues question.
Do it.
Think we got time for one today?
You said Autumn has arrived at ModCloth. I thought like
You meant Autumn.
Autumn got there from Sugar Pine.
Now I really
She's
want
just standing
Yeah,
outside
someone
the
to
was
door.
like-
Photoshop.
You went in the sentence after that. I went, oh.
She'll be here whenever you.
When
whenever
are you
this
opening the
releases.
door?
Yeah.
She's just there like,
Yeah. Oh, so you heard the read.
I have arrived. All right, so this question comes from Megan, who's 26. This is a long one. And
though.
Megan writes, my ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago recently contacted me. We dated for 6 months, and even though I broke up with him, I never really felt I got the closure of the relationship. After doing some social media stalking, I found out that he had a Facebook account, even though he used to tell me he didn't have one and that he hated Facebook. His Facebook account had been around for years, and there was a woman in his profile picture. Out of morbid curiosity, I looked into who she was, thinking she was his new girlfriend or whatever. After looking at her page for a few minutes, I found out that she and my ex had been married since 2010. When he and I were dating, he was in the process of moving and still had his house in the place his wife, in his place, while his wife was in another. I confronted him about this, and he said he wasn't concerned that cheating on his wife was wrong at all. He wanted to start something up again with me. So here's my dilemma. Do I tell his wife? He and I dated 3 years ago, but I only found out about this now. I know if it were me, I would want to know. At the same time, I don't want to hurt her. So, do I tell her or do I let it die?
Ooh, it's like really sticky of a situation, but also at the same time, you as the person that he cheated with, you're gonna even if you didn't know, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to reach out and be like, yeah, so he's been cheating on you. With who? Oh,
Me.
with me, but I didn't know. I
I feel like that's a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
It's not, if the person legitimately didn't know that he was married, it's not their fault.
Yeah,
It's on the dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to convey that
Right.
to someone's wife, though.
Yeah, because I've heard of times when it's the ladies that have met. Oh
my God.
Like that. You've heard of that story where it was all the ladies met. Whenever they were all asked out on dates by the same guy.
Oh,
and then they kind of commiserated, kicked his ass out. That's
What's that movie?
Well, John Tucker Must Die, but this was a real story.
Yeah, real
about
story.
This guy who had literally set up back-to-back dates, within hours of each other, and the
Yeah.
women found out. And as they were finding out, they were telling the other women, because they were going to the bar next door and just been hey, he's there's 6 of us here already. Come on through.
Oh, shit.
yeah. And
If you're single.
I think I don't know, it seems that's the best outcome is if you and the woman are okay, we're best friends now. But I was anything outside of that is just going to be really sad,
Yeah.
really dark, and I don't know how much of your responsibility it is
Yeah.
because
I go back and forth on it. Because on one hand, I'm man, she should know about this. This is a really sketchy thing. If she doesn't know, this could open the door to a whole realization about who this guy is that she's married to. But also, you don't necessarily know their stipulations as a couple.
Right.
Maybe they have some agreement where they could date other people.
Well, he says cheating, or he said that she's not concerned about cheating on his wife. So obviously he's not letting her in on it.
Yeah, unless it's an understanding that they could cheat on each other.
I don't think people in polyamorous relationships refer to it as cheating.
As cheating, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you're a married man.
That's
So
true.
are you.
Yeah.
It's true. Don't leave him out.
Yeah. I forgot.
I respect you.
Thank you.
I
It really
don't.
means a lot.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel like it'd be easier if you knew the person he was cheating on.
Yeah.
If she was friends with I don't know, because it's if you were friends with the guy and his wife, but then again, you're already fucked because you're cheating on them. It's more of I could see a scenario if you were just friends with both of them and you weren't the cheater.
Right.
I would be
You want to?
I would probably say something if I knew both people, because it falls in the line of oh, I can't, I don't know. There's the classic I can't tell diss my bro.
Yeah.
I can't, but
You
I'd
don't
be
wanna
I'd be
break his heart.
fuck that. I don't care. Again, there's a lot of relationships where they're you're friends with one person and then the other person's the spouse.
Yeah.
But there's also plenty of situations where there's some sort of you're friends with both of them more.
Yeah.
And I feel I would feel more of a responsibility there because you're really being a shitty friend to the person you're not telling.
Yeah. This seems more of a way to
But-
really out the dude on this situation.
Yeah, and it's
stick it to him rather.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Because I also, at the same time, I understand the logic of I want to tell this person in case they don't know. If you
Yeah.
have no idea that not only is it happening, but it's been happening forever.
And
for
possibly
years
with
and
other
years.
people.
I guarantee you with other people. I
Yeah.
mean, cheaters don't cheat on one person and that's it. I mean, that almost never, ever, ever happens where it's oh, I found someone new. I'm going to live happily ever after with them. I mean, I know people personally where it's you have a marriage and someone cheats and then there's it's the new girlfriend and it's oh, whatever, his wife's crazy, da-da-da-da-da.
Then cheats
Then they
again.
get together and then they cheat again. And it's it's hard to have sympathy for that person when you knew what you were doing.
It's just kind of within their personality traits.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would not want to be involved in this anyway.
Yeah.
It'd be a leave a note under your door kind of deal. Hey, just so you know, this is happening. I'm out. Because I'm not gonna tell you. I would never approach hey, I'm so and so. We used to date. Da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would almost just want to fire a signal of hey, just so you know, he's into some shady shit. Ask your husband.
Yeah.
You know, I would kind of try and tip her off, but leave it to them.
Like more
kind
anonymously?
of deal. Kind of anonymous, but like he's doing some shit and you need to find out.
I feel like, yeah, like if you approach, you know, the other person and you don't have a relationship with that person.
Especially not for a long time.
If you approach the wife and you're like, oh, well, this is, you know, like what I know, then like, I don't know, if somebody is that comfortable with lying to their spouse already, then it feels like there's nothing once you end that conversation for him to just be like, oh, no, don't worry about her. She's crazy. I have no idea who that person was. And like, I feel like if that person's already comfortable lying, they're gonna lie whenever like they confront. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
or,
actually.
Or
yeah.
like say that the woman claiming that he cheated was lying, or that she's making things up, and or make her the enemy, where it's like she legitimately didn't know, but there's no way to convey that, especially once you oust yourself.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of like, like I don't know. I think it's as rough as it is. I think that cheating. It means more cheating.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel like you kind of gotta let, I don't know, for this one I'm kind of like leaning on the side of like just let karma take its course. Like.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know.
What do you think?
Fucking tell her.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, that's what I've been thinking this whole time.
Yeah.
Just fucking drop the bomb, see what happens.
That's what I like about this question, because it's so polarizing.
Yeah.
What people do.
I don't know. If I were to put myself in that situation, I would want to know.
Yeah.
Right. And also, like you've all been saying, if he's been cheating once, he's probably been cheating all over the place, and that's not safe for her.
Right.
Yeah. Safety isn't
STDs.
important. Yeah.
Very true.
And I don't know, I mean, it's not her responsibility, but also if she does feel like she was involved and she feels like she has something to say about it, then
Well, also, like, people gotta look out for each other. I think I'm, like,
especially women.
now thinking about, like, if this were me and I was in this situation, like, I would want someone to tell me. Even if it was the woman who my significant other was cheating on me with,
Right.
like, the fact that this person is telling me that this happened, like, I would want to know that. And I think not knowing that could lead to a lot of really bad shit.
Yeah. Or, I mean, they could have a blissful rest of their marriage and she would have no idea.
Yeah.
And then she, like, finds out that he has 6 other kids when she's 65.
And that
Happened to a
could,
friend of mine.
yeah. That's a 23andMe or something?
Yeah.
Or some,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a person that I knew who hid an entire secret kid from his like longtime girlfriend. Like, she knew about these other 2, but didn't know about this 3rd one, and it was like just wild. Like, yeah.
We condensed this question a lot to like, because it was a very long written question, but I think what she mentioned in the email too is that he was trying to get back with her.
Yeah, he said something a little bit that he was like when she reaches out again, he's like, I don't care about cheating on my wife, so what's up?
Like, start
you
back
want me
up.
to do it again. So that gives me even more like fire and ammo
true.
to go back and be like, you know what,
Yeah.
fuck this guy, because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care what he's doing.
Yeah.
Ask for dick pics or like a full nude, and then send it to the wife, because then you have proof.
Well, I mean,
that
if
he's
she
being
dated
weird.
him,
Yeah.
in the times that she said she did,
Sure, there's texts and
gotta
photos.
be pictures or something, right? Unless
Yeah.
it was like maybe a long.
And they did it
distance.
for 6 months. Like, that's not a short period of time. It's half a year. I'm sure they
Yeah.
have some proof to.
Yeah.
That's just
connect them
wild
together.
the other thing that kind of bothered me about this story, it was a weird minor detail. But it was like saying that like, oh, he didn't have Facebook, or he said he didn't like Facebook, but then she found the Facebook
Right.
later. It's like,
Just shows this guy's kind of like
He's a shady kid.
serial
Just-
liar.
just us.
good idea to Google whoever you're dating before
Or
you
married
Google
to.
them. You know,
True.
just give them a quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say tell the wife
Yeah. Tell the wife.
Yeah.
I would say tell her, but I would stay out of it.
anonymously.
I would not roll up and be like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, I was his ex-girlfriend while he was married to you.
Let's be friends.
And also, he's trying to bang me again.
Yeah.
I would do like
just say exactly that. Actually, that sounds pretty.
I mean, again, if I did that, kind of screwed nowadays. Years ago, I'd call from a payphone.
Yeah.
There was these things they used to. There were phones on the street, and you put quarters in, and you could just pick it up, and you would call whoever you wanted.
What?
And they don't know where it's. What is this number?
Sorry,
I
I'm
don't
a
know.
millennial. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
this
yeah.
is.
And then you'd be like, I would be like, he's banging behind your back. And then I'd hang up. That's all you got to do. I mean, that's enough to just cause a rift.
I'm actually a fan of. Yeah, I'm actually more of a fan of the anonymous thing because I think it's important for her to know for her safety. But I am also just worried about it getting compromised. Like
It's
him
also-
lying.
You getting involved in everything.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, the question too is more like, if it comes from a place like you feel guilty even though you didn't know anything, even though, you know, he lied and you were in this relationship, but you feel guilty about it, and now you feel that it's your responsibility to tell someone, as opposed to like, I'm gonna get this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it out of spite.
Because then it's like, just, I don't know. I mean, it's still, the situation still stands, but like, you know, there are people where it's like, this is gonna be juicy.
Right.
And I'm just like, I would just not want to deal with this ever. I mean, again, you haven't dated the guy for 3 years.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to be embroiled in that? You know, like a divorce or whatever the hell it is, or like, again, I could easily see him somehow explaining that, and then the wife's like, "You crazy bitch, leave my husband alone."
Maybe
like,
if,
I don't need
if
that.
contacts you on, or if you want to contact her on Facebook, if that's the only way of reaching her, maybe make a fake account or something and reach out that way.
I would just try and drop it and leave.
Yeah.
Yet
Here you go. Do what you want with
Here's
this.
this information. Trust me or not, but
there's kind of a
Maybe
weird.
meet in the parking garage and give her a manila envelope.
There you are. Deep throat.
you're like, is this you? It's like, no, it's my client.
Yeah.
It looks just like you.
There's like a weird. I don't remember where I heard the phrase, but it was like, it's you can't prevent other people. You can't like what is it? Can't think. You can't prevent other people's suffering. Like you can't directly, like almost in most cases, like directly intervene and help somebody learn a lesson that you've already learned.
Right.
Because they have to kind of like, you know, they have their
to
own
experience
autonomy
it
and they have to
themselves.
experience it or like take in your advice on their own. So it's like, yeah, it's like even the best of intentions, it's like, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Well, I think the overall advice we would give is say something. I think it's.
I would say especially if it's bothering you.
Yeah.
Right? Like I wouldn't feel this need to go out of your way, but like if it's a legitimate issue, like
Especially if,
you
like,
know,
let's say they have kids down the line.
yeah,
Like whatever
I mean that's a huge. I mean they
happens.
could have kids now. You know,
Yeah.
she didn't even really mention, but
Well, good luck to Megan, who's 26 years old. Let us know what happens. Email us, alwaysopen@richie.com with a follow-up if you do anything about it. Good luck. Guys, thank you for being here today.
Yes.
And not cheating on your significant others. It's a good thing.
Woo!
Michael, thanks for joining us for the first time.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to be back with a post show for anyone who's a first member, so sign up so you can check that out. Cheers, guys. Thanks for
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
coming.
All those sound